story while I've you see me do this in real time, all right? You see me depocket that in real time. Oh, we think we're down, yeah, we think we're down. Yeah, so which way down do you go? Okay, I've got it off. It works well now. Fantastic. Only because I modified it. Yeah, that one's done. So I'm telling you a story about sending how you send your stuff to like foreign places and trust them when there's no internet. This was before eBay and anything like that. And I had this series of books. They're what's his name? What's the guy's name? There's a couple of German authors, and they wrote this science fiction series, and it's massive. Apparently, it's 9,000 volumes of books, and it's a good read, cracking good read from the golden age. And it's called. Are you ready? And you all know it already because you're all geniuses, like you're all geniuses. You all know it's called Perry Roden. That's the name of the story, and it's about this guy who becomes the galactic world. And he's a good guy, he's a fantastically good guy, and he helps people. And this series of books was released in the UK with full covers, and Foss, is it Foss the artist? I don't know what his first name is. I don't know. He's a great artist, fantastic. I don't know if he's still alive, but he used to do all the science fiction covers for. Which ones are we talking about now? Anyway, he did a lot of these covers. They were beautiful. I typically just got the books for the covers because they were so good. But I got Perry Roden because Perry Roden was superb. And I read Perry Roden into the floor. I had 31 copies of all original UK, and then it stopped. There weren't anymore. And then it became pulp magazine from America. Somebody else bought some rights to translate it into English, and there used to be in Bradford, top of Bradford, right opposite you as you're coming up Hamstrasse. You go through the lights at Manningham Lane. You keep going. Right at the top there's a building, and if you look carefully, you'll see at the top, on the top windows, it says "Rocks Off." Okay, in big writing, "Rocks Off" is long gone, but inside Rocks Off, you climbed up the steps. Right, all the nostalgia will be coming out to you now. If you did, if you went to Rocks Off, it's Westgate, yeah. I think it's in Westgate, and go to Rocks Off, and they had a science fiction section. Well, they had a book section, all pulp books and stuff. And I used to go like once every a week, 2 weeks. I used to go, and there were a place in John Street. He sold sci-fi stuff, all books and stuff. So I used to go there as well. In John Street was an Asian guy, and he had all sorts of sci-fi stuff, and he used to buy and sell. But Rocks Off, I think, probably did, but I just used to buy from Rocks Off. And they had this science fiction section, and in that science fiction section were all the pulp magazines, all the pulp Perry Rodens. So I started buying them up, and I've got most of them to about 101 or something like that. I've still got them because I didn't sell those. So back to the long story. The books, I lent them to somebody. Right, all 30 of them, they were in a box, and somebody, a mate of mine, wanted to read them, so I lent him them, and unfortunately, his house caught fire. Yeah, and by the time they put the house out, there were nothing left really. Basically, it was an empty shell. But somehow, my books, my sci-fi books, in my box had survived, and his mother came up. She was crying. She was crying because she was upset. She says to me, "Dickhead." She said, she was nice. She's a lovely woman. She says to me, "I'm really sorry." She was crying. She said, "Your box of books." She says, "They've not really survived." I said, "Go, what's wrong?" She says, "Show me." She says, "Here." So I opened it, and they were waterlogged. They were all waterlogged. And you get upset, but I did say, I said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. I can get them again." And I knew I couldn't get them again. So I took them home, and I dried them all out. I pressed them all, lovingly pressed each one. And number 19 was badly damaged. It just disintegrated. All the bottom of it had disintegrated. I think I've kept number 19. The Frall of something, I think, one of them. The Frall of something, I can't remember. We're talking about 1985 now. Okay, so it's the Frall of something, number 19 and 20 and 3. And before that, 18, there's a story about this guy who's got telepathic powers, and he's taking over people and he's attacking Perry Roden. I actually drew the front cover. I love this front cover so well. I actually drew it. I painted it in acrylic paint. I've still got the painting. I might show you one of these days. I've still got the book because I taped it all up with all the bottom missing. I'll show you that if I still find it. I know where it is. I'll pull that out and you can have a look. But I was thinking, this is a long time later, 1994 I think it was. Needed somebody and I thought, I'll sell these off. I'll see if I can find a buyer. And there was a Perry Road and like a text forum, BSD, bulletin board thing. And managed to contact this guy, email messages, just sent email messages to each other. And I told him what I had. I said, I've got these. Are you interested? And he said, I don't want the American ones. I don't want the American ones. Bear with me.